You about to get my big back. Big back. That should be the intro. No, it's okay. It's not catching it. Welcome to Chatting with Alea Comedian. I don't know. I'm trying to find like a new intro for y'all, but like if you're new to this podcast, guess what? So am I. And today we got Gato Trap Comedy from, I don't even know. He's from New York somewhere though. But like, this is my homie, my big homie, big back end. We're twinning. We both got crop tops on. I'm excited to have you here. Can I tell them where you just came from?
Tell them.
You know, he just came home from jail like a couple hours ago. So we're jumping right on here to business. No, I'm kidding. But this is my homeboy. I met him like a couple years ago, right? And we've been cool since. You know, I held you down, you held me down. When I first met him, he had everybody came up to me and was like, Alea, you're so drunk, you need to not drink. So he was one of the ones. You would what?
Cut the air conditioner off.
Okay. He said, all right, we're gonna cut the air off. Can y'all? Is that because your people can't hear it?
No, it's fucking up the weed.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so long story short, this is my homeboy. I'm gonna give you guys the intro. He's gonna give you guys the intro. Tell these people where you at, where you from, where they can find you. You know what I mean? Give us a little.
The owner of the studio that we renting right now to do it just started watching.
Tell them what up.
Hey, owner.
Hey. Okay, so Leah, let's go. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Gato Trap Comedy. I'm part of that brand. I'm not the owner of it. It's more of us. I'm from New York. I also rep 717. It put me on. That's where I started doing comedy at. I went from selling dope to jokes. That's always my motto. I was on parole. I owed a violation. They sent me back to jail. I thought I was going to do 6 months. I ended up doing 2 years. They sent me like to a crazy spot too.
He stay in jail.
I said some dumb shit. They asked me 3 questions. I guess that's on your itinerary when you first go to prison. So they're like, yo, you had a job? No, you got to do comedy. They're like, what? They don't ever believe you when you say you do comedy unless you're white. I'm like, I do comedy. So when I told them I do comedy, they checked that off like, oh, this nigga's bugging. Well, they say, yo, you get high? I'm like, yeah, I smoke reefer.
Not right now. I'll lose my whole train of thought.
Oh, so then I said, yeah, I smoke weed. So then they asked me, you ever thought about suicide? I'm like, don't everybody when you in the jam? And that was it. They sent me to a psych ward for like, I was there most of the time, but they realized I wasn't crazy no more.
All right, y'all know I'm gonna have to like definitely chime in and get it together because he just be on some lying. He be lying, so that's.
I was in wave. I'm telling you the truth.
His comedy name should be Lion. Give it up for Lion. No. So yeah. This is Trap Comedy. This is Gato, one of the stand-up comedians that I do know. He is in and out of jail pretty often, but you're free now, right? Like you're free.
You worse than Whitney Williams. Yeah, I'm free.
Okay, I'm not trying to be drama. I'm just saying let's keep it real with my people.
Free. I don't need no. I got food stamps too. If a woman want to deal with me.
Okay, well, I know somebody that wants to buy some.
I'm not saying that's the case. You're trying to send me back to jail.
Oh, okay, all right. Anyway, I'm definitely not trying to send you back there because I am tired of those phone calls. Hey, Lee, what you doing out there? I'm out here. What are you doing in there? Anyway, so if you don't know, you know, I just came out with a new podcast, Chatting with Alea Comedian. I know we talked about it, like, you know, before I dropped it. And basically this podcast is just like wrapping around regular life shit, like real life shit that we go through, that people aren't going to talk about or don't want to talk about. And majority of it is going to revolve around self-care and mental health.
Oh, so it's not, I like this. So your interview is not like, all right, cool, you're a comic. Talk comedy shit. You talking
about
talk
life. We talking. Oh,
you got the right person for this interview then.
We definitely talking the right shit. We are currently at his baby mother's house, and we're doing an interview here.
Oh,
so the door is. Go get the door.
I can't get the door. We're doing an interview.
Yo, Gato, go get that.
Leave somebody at your door.
Go get the interview. We're gonna have to cut this off anyway. I'm gonna have to.
Well, I don't know what that door. I don't know no door. You bugging?
It might be the mom.
So what? We're doing an interview.
Gato, he's about to have me in here fighting on camera. Go get that fucking door. Oh my God, who's at the door, honey? I'm about to get beat down on camera, y'all. That's not funny. Oh. No, don't shush her. How you doing, honey? I came in here. I told him he done rearranged it. Oh, I got them pants for him yesterday. I done came in here and told him he done rearranged the house. We're doing a podcast. I told him to tell you that we were doing a podcast, and now you're in a podcast.
He just showed up
no, you're literally, and he showed. Now he just showed up over here. Oh my God! All right. Well, I'm sorry if we're invading, but is that okay if we just keep going? Okay. Thank you. Sorry. So y'all know this is raw and real, and everything's good. No one's fighting. Everything's great around here. I said Gato's gonna have me get my ass beat on camera. Your camera's dropped. Everybody tuned in. We're about to be famous.
Yeah, I ain't doing nothing.
All right. So listen, it's raw and real, and y'all know I don't have a studio. We're not doing a studio. We're kind of just popping up wherever, and we're just rocking out. So I do apologize about that. That was definitely, this is what you get when you're dealing with him. We about to make this shit quick because he plays too much. So you know that it's basically the podcast is not just about comedy shit. It's about real life shit that we go through. And with us being comics, it's very hard for us to tell jokes and go through real life shit because people think, oh, we're funny, everything's funny. Yeah, it is, but like we be having problems too. You know what I mean?
Real life problems.
Yeah. So how do you feel about mental health? Like, do you got mental issues? I mean, I wasn't bluntly trying to ask you that.
No, I think mental health. I think mental health is a strong thing that they touching on that matters now because a lot of people has their problems. Yeah. Meaning but it's hidden. It's very hidden. As well as in the black community. I'm gonna speak for me. Let me just keep it on the eye.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say why it's hidden because it's the things that could be said that you could be traumatized with as growing up. You know what I'm saying? Taking stuff from anything.
Stop. Okay, hold up. Stop. Real quick. Pause it. All right, let me just bring it. Okay, so the last episode I just did is childhood trauma, and that's one of the questions on here. I just wanted to start with your mental health first, and you brought in that, sometimes some people go through things based off of their childhood trauma, which you walked us right into that.
Yeah, it's stuff from childhood because it's the way you talk to a person. It's the way you deliver. It's the things you can say. Like a parent, no parent. I'm the first child, so I was a child. I was a practice for a parent. Okay. So the things that a parent could say to you could follow you. Or things that the parent could say to you then could follow you later on that you live in your everyday life. Right. Like for instance, if we didn't do something right as a kid growing up, it wasn't, let me show you the right way of doing it so you could get it done right. My mama calls Riri. Right. So then you later on you start thinking damn, I'm retarded until you be like, Mom, you called me this. You know right. What I mean?
But they didn't know better either.
They didn't know. No, that's why I said it's a parent practicing.
Yeah, you're the first child. Right? Because it's not like they knew any better.
But let me tell you how it scars you though. Now as you go on, things happen. My mother also was like a father figure to me. Okay. Like you're gonna go outside and fight. You're gonna learn how to speak up. Right. Like she taught me how to tell the barber he made a mistake. Once I learned how to tell the barber
a little bit more just to make sure you're in the camera, okay.
Once I learned how to tell the barber he made a mistake, I knew I could tell a motherfucker anything else in the world. Right. Which would be like, yo, don't try to play me. Yo, I'm not no bitch. Yo, this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You gotta be open. But you don't learn that as a child.
It depends on your upbringing, upgrowing.
It does depend. However, so here's my biggest question for the childhood trauma. Do you think you knew that you were traumatized as a child, or did you just start realizing as an adult, like, fuck, I've been traumatized?
I just embraced it.
You grew into it. You knew, but you didn't know at the beginning. I knew I was
different than others. I mean, I'm worship. Like I'm saying, like I knew I was different than others. I didn't look at it as a bad thing. I didn't look at it as a good thing, but I looked at it like it'll be able to help me in life.
Okay. All right, we about to have to shut this down because y'all gonna have to go on Alea Comedian, chatting with the Alea Comedian podcast.
Oh, she don't want y'all to see no more, yo. Y'all gotta go on her site. Can you tell them what site they gotta go on?
Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, Google, Alexa, Apple, all the platforms. He was on live. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know this is raw and real, so we're trying to keep it as good as we can. But he made a point where he said, he just kind of embraced it and realized like he was just different from other kids. And that's basically you comparing yourself from other people's situations. But now that you're an adult, you know that you can't compare yourself to, because you be looking down on yourself forever if you comparing yourself to other people. Yeah. So you can't, so I feel like childhood trauma, I feel like mental health comes from childhood trauma. I feel like a lot of people aren't aware that they're traumatized until they are an adult and they're like getting triggered by shit and shit's not working out, or they can't fully cope with certain things because based of their childhood. So I just wanted to kind of know like your intake. And I mean, you said you were born and raised in New York, right? Yeah. That was rough, right? I mean, because it
was different. You learn how to do things different. Like for instance, I got kids. They live in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. It's a second guess if you send them to the store in Pennsylvania. In New York, if a parent say go somewhere, you're going. You gotta get on the train, you get on the train.
Right.
So you're gonna be like 9 years old. Now you can look at the stop.
You know how to do this. Yeah, you know how to do. Yeah. It's more survival mode in New York as a kid. Like you gotta get
traveling to go to schools you want to go to.
I'd be terrified to let my kids get on the what? Oh my god, to get on the train. I can't even get on the train.
That's the way New York is now.
Yeah, it's really toxic. I don't think I would be able to do that.
I don't even come on your show smoking all this reefer, but due to my mental health, my doctor prescribed it.
Hey, that's okay. I understand. I would take a puff of it, but eventually, if I take a puff of it, my brain will go to the left, and I'll forget all about the questions.
They're professional. I like this.
So I'm gonna wait till the end because y'all know I be drifting off, and I hate that for me. But that's a part of my mental health that I have going on, where it's like so much is going on, I can't stay focused. But I'm not gonna take the ADHD or DDH medicine, whatever that is. So okay, you do stand up comedy. How long have you been in the game, and what made you start stand-up comedy?
I was walking by a bar. This is my story. Me and my man Blackie was walking by the Chameleons, Lizard Lounge, and they was doing open mic. And I went in there, I tried it, and I said, "Fuck, this is what I want to do." I've been doing comedy now, stand-up about 8 years now, maybe 7. I remember when I first started. I was like tagging hashtag comedy's new guy. Who knows where I may be at? I'm actually kind of lit. I hate to toot my own horn, but I'm kind of lit.
As you should toot your own horn.
I do shows. I'm heavy on the urban circuit in New York City. I'm heavy on the urban circuit anywhere. If somebody get in contact with me that know me or know somebody that know me,
right,
you can get them, then I'll come.
Yeah, or they'll be like, "Where's Gato?" We're like, "You," and they're like, "Again." We're like, "Yeah, well, tell him when he come home. I got some shows."
She's right about that though.
You did just come home and you just got lined up with hella shows, and you're out here getting your feet back into the.
That's the thing.
Okay,
I was getting my feet back in comedy, and some people think you lost it, but I was funny. I'm just naturally funny, and I did some clubs. I did rough spots as soon as I came home, like spots that's like a lot of talent is there,
right?
Nice audience. I did Ray DeJean. He has a room in Brooklyn on Park. He used to host Video Music Box when we was kids. He's a laughaholics. Right. I did that spot. That hit. Let me cut this ring off, y'all. That's my aunt. She's being annoying. That was.
You playing the yo.
Mental health. So I did Ray's joint. I was a nice as a stage, not a bar. Then I went and did Diamond, which is another promoter that I work with heavily in New York City. I did his room. It was kind of rough. I went in on first. I like to just go first. I'm not one of the guys that's scared. Like, who's first? Let me go first. Let me do this shit.
Let it get it over.
And I did my improv part with the crowd was not really because I wasn't with all the noise. I feel like at a point in my career now where you should be here to listen.
Right.
It's comedy. So to end it, all my friends was whispering. There was the buzz going on. Like, I don't know, maybe Gato's going through something. Which was kind of bothering me was I was home now about 2.5 weeks.
Right.
On my first day home, I did a show. I never got to see my kids because I went straight to New York. My kids live in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
My kids is a part of my funny.
Right.
When I mean is they make me complete. I wasn't whole.
Right.
Come on. I didn't want no pussy, but I got some. But I want to see my kids. I miss toilet paper, pussy, and my kids in that order.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or mix it. So now that I see my kids now, I'm a little more complete. But prior to it, I did Comedy in Harlem, which is a known club in New York City now.
Right, and they just changed their location, so shout out to Comedy in Harlem for that.
Harlem.
I see that they're definitely they ain't take no breaks. They are just moving.
141 is St. Nick. You get in contact with Nikki Sunshine and Jamie for that.
Shout out to Nikki and Jamie.
And after the show, I went first. There's like a lot of comedians. I went first at 10:30 night spot, which is I'm a night comedian. I love it. I seen other comedians, they started posting shit on their page with me and their story. It's like, he's back, he with it, it's over, he's here. And I was like, oh, they miss me.
Right.
Not just
yeah, no, because we do. We definitely did.
People come in contact miss you. And they see that you part of the game, that's something different.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know when I used to come out to New York pretty often, we was always together. We've been out hanging out, doing shows all night, just with crackheads and
just talking about how the game is, because I didn't learn the funny. The funny was not part of comedy to me at first. What I had to learn was the business.
Okay, yeah, you do have to learn the business. Comedy is
a hell of a business, but being back to the mental thing, being that I know what people would call unorganized, I would call
mental health.
I would call organized confusion though for me.
What?
I could walk into a situation and put something together. I'm not gonna go in there like, oh my God, we gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm adapt to it. That's what I do.
Okay. Well, that's, I mean, and in comedy, you have to adapt to it because there's so many different changes. And not even that, when you think that you have like a solid set that you got going on, this room may not be the room, absolutely not for it, which me and Kenny Robb spoke on the first interview. We explained that comics don't like to travel and go to different cities, and like you have to, it don't even have to be different cities. You definitely want to get the cities on point, but even if you go to different rooms, you'll be able to understand the crowd. You have to, like, you're not always going to be in front of a white crowd. You're not always going to be in front of a black crowd. You're not always going to, you got to get your shit together. So, and I noticed a lot of New York comics, they base their comedy off of New York. That's relatable until you come to Pennsylvania. So you gotta make sure as a comic you're touching other rooms and experience in other situations so that you can get more familiar. Always remember, being uncomfortable is the best way to get comfortable.
The what I learned right now from the little bit of time I've been home, I see what the problem in the comedy game is. What you said is a lot of comics, a lot of people can't switch crowds.
That's right.
Like they looking for somebody right now, and just from me sitting back watching and studying around other people that's smart and funny. Mind you, I also say about my prison stays, I was locked up with Bill Cosby for like 30 days out of one of my prison stays, so I'm kind of smart. You got to do what you got to do to get next to the greats.
Okay.
But
okay.
They looking for somebody like for the new one. What I mean is, like, we know it's Dave Chappelle, we know it's Kevin Hart, we know it's other guys that's making money too, or ladies in the game. But they're looking for the new still. They're looking for the next somebody that can entertain both and is relatable to people, not just that you gotta know your followers.
Right.
They want to know that people are willing to follow you physically.
Right. Just because, like, oh my God, we might be going through something. So in this comedy game, you said, how long have you been doing it for?
About 8 years.
8 years, okay.
No time.
Who is your favorite famous comedians? Just give me 2 names. And then I want 2 local upcoming favorite comedians.
See, I hate when you journalists do these questions because from the door, my favorite comedians is people from the corner.
Okay.
Old timers in the barbershop, my grandfather, my family members.
Okay.
Those are my favorite old comedians, not new. I'm going to say old. As far as upcoming comedians, I'm really on my own dick right now.
Okay. That was, I ain't mad at you, player. I ain't mad at you at all.
I respect everybody's crap. I respect what people bring to the game, but I'm really on me right now. Like,
that's what's up. Oh my God, I love that for you. I love hearing that, and I just love that you just basically said, like, you know what? I'm not even about to sit here and pick and choose. Like, I'm on me right now.
Yeah, it's like I could do a show and be like Gato and friends. I'll pick some niggas that's hot, girls and guys.
Right.
We have a good show, but I'm not really searching for nobody because I'm not. I mean, I still promote shows. I still produce shows.
Right.
But I'm not looking for nobody to be like, yo, this guy's fire. You know what I'm saying? She's fire. No,
right.
I'm really like figuring out me so I can learn like. My favorites is like Lenny Bruce, like, you know what I'm saying? Or old white comics, like, because they wasn't scared to say the words they wasn't supposed to say.
Well, that's because back then in comedy, the era, you were allowed to do that.
No,
you could do. I mean, some people. Okay, well, some people would not take it further than others. But now it's so hard to say whatever, and you do got some comics that are like you. You're gonna go in and say, you don't give a fuck where you're gonna go. You're gonna go in and say what you gotta say. And hey,
but now I speak with a little more class now. Like I speak to them, like I speak like a professor when I tell jokes. Before I used to be talking shit like a barbecue.
Right.
Now it's like I really talk to you. I don't really respect. I don't really look forward to allowing you to ask me no questions. I'm not giving you my joke where I gotta explain you the joke. I'm giving relatable shit.
Right.
So it's like, all right, you tell the audience, hey, my next coming to the stage, Gato, you just came from jail. There's somebody in the audience that got somebody in jail right now. They actually probably calling while they at the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
no, you're right.
I bring that kind of realistic comedy where it's like you dealing with real shit, not just my issues. I got friends I could talk in their lifestyle. I put myself in their shoes. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just deal realistic comedy.
So, with your comedy career, how where do you see yourself in the next few years now that jail is no longer a problem?
Jail is no longer. I see myself doing a couple of voiceovers. I got movies that's coming out now. I got movies I missed that was calling when I was in prison. Okay. I see my comedy actually doing a little more. Okay. It's something my daughter told me on a jail call one time. She was like, Dad, you on TikToks with people my friends follow, right? And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to say that's my dad because you're embarrassing. Kids say that shit. Right. But she said, yo, you could have us living in a mansion, but you go to jail for the other dumb stuff. And you gotta. I'm taking my career serious, but there's other people around me that say you gotta take it more serious because they know how far you could go. Right. But I also want to let them know now that we're having this interview, there's limitations too.
It is.
Like, I'm smart. I got a jail GED. I got college credits. But computer technology kind of slows me down for certain things. They tell you, I edit. I do good videos. Any gram I had, you like, oh, he got good content.
Right.
But I don't make it over the hump because I really just like the stage.
Okay.
I'm funny now. You guys had the cameras rolling. That's why you're like, oh, well, let's do a skit. No.
When it's let's pre-do it. It's like, wait, it's a lot. That's how I am. I'm like, I can't do.
And I don't find everything ha funny. I might be laughing on the inside.
Right.
She's like, yo, bro, why you ain't fun? Like, I'm watching. I like how you how I like the if you doing a skit, I'm not really looking for the laughter of it because I know you already planned it that you're gonna get the followers.
Yeah.
I'm watching how you turn from Alea to a character you turn into right then.
Right.
Now I'm like, oh shit, we got talent.
But see, and this is where okay, this is my problem. My problem is I don't want to be a character. I want to be me. So what I have been doing is when I first came into the game, I was like, you know what? I can't just be me. Like, you have to have something to it. But then I learned, I went from 1 follower to 33K followers. I'm doing something.
Yeah.
And I'm being me. I'm being me. I can't be nobody else. I'm not about to act like this. I don't want to come on the internet and be like, oh, this is going to kill him. No. But however, I am a comedian. So when I do write and I think funny. So now I'm like, in this era of me thinking funny, oh, this is what I could bring to social media. But it's me. It's genuinely me.
I like how I first met you. Like, she was at the comedy clubs. She was at all the clubs. She's there. She pull up. I didn't really know her, but I seen her.
Let me hit it towards the end. I can do this now.
So as me seeing her, I'm getting, it's always one thing about the comedy room or comedy, whatever. It's always people always going to talk about, but it's like, man, don't talk about that person. Work on you.
Right. Don't be focused on everybody else.
Still amateur comics. Amateur comic is somebody that hasn't made no more than $75 a year within the last 10, 15 years to me.
Oh, damn. $75 a year?
$75.
Oh, yeah.
My first amateur year, I made $2,500. That's why I said, yo, I might as well take this shit serious.
Right.
So then I learned how to produce and promote. But with Alea, I told her, she was like, you got that trap comedy shit. I'm like, no, that trap comedy shit is lit, but you got something that's different. So it's like, it's cool to be on the Bulls, but you see how Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan still, or with Nike.
Right, you're right.
So it's like, everybody, it's cool. You could be a part of something, but it's also to know that what you're worth. And I told her she had a hell of a work. People told her she needs to stop drinking. I told her she needs to stop drinking. But in the same tone of me telling her to stop drinking, I offered her a shot of Hennessy too, right there.
Yeah, he did. He was like, take this home with you. And it was yelling at my friends, telling them to take me home. And you offer me more liquor. Like, come on, boy.
No, but stop drinking is not telling a person, hey, you don't need to drink. What I'm saying is when you do what you do, you don't need no liquor because you got a natural high. Right. Now, you can get as wasted as you want when you get off the stage.
And that's what I learned. That's exactly. But I also learned that now that I have an image, I can't do a lot of things.
Yeah, but if you have a shot, you have a shot. Or you have a drink.
Yeah, but I can't be getting drunk and wasted and passed out and somebody else is taking me home.
No, you can do that. That's what comedian ladies do.
No,
what I'm saying is,
we don't do that.
Before you get on stage, you don't have to get drunk because your story is your story. You know what I mean? And the people pay to see.
But I'm nervous and I'm learning how to deliver. I just stopped drinking when I go on stage. I don't even drink no more now. I'm starting to get used to a point where like I stopped drinking for a minute, but now I'm like back to like turning up a little because like I'm not about to limit my life to make y'all laugh. I'm not doing that shit, or I won't be happy. Okay.
Can I say something else?
What?
I want to say the short stay I took away from comedy, I missed it. It hurt, and I kind of put it.
So you're gonna go hard this time, though? I'm
gonna go hard. I'm gonna go structured hard, though. Not no bullshit, wasting time hard. And I'm not trying to play catch up. I just want to let you know that I appreciate it. I appreciate when I used to call you, the cash apps too and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I like what you got going on. And if you need me, and I could be available.
Oh, he's gonna make me cry on this damn podcast, y'all. He is really a bitch in real life. Like he's like a big teddy bear. I love him dearly. This is really my dude. Like we done had conversations from the time we met, and he just been real and thorough since. We got into it like one time, didn't we? Over something.
I hate when you do something that you ain't got a business doing.
Yeah, stuff like, but nothing crazy. And every time I came out to New York, he made sure I was good.
No, because I may tell because you promoters is piece of shits out there. I always tell y'all that.
Right.
Y'all want to always do. Oh, it's a bring out. I'm gonna let you meet somebody. No, pay me.
Right.
Fuck
right.
Ain't no give me $5 a minute. Pay me. Give me something. So I was telling yo, don't fuck with them promoters. Like I'm telling you. And I came to the room to show her like, look, I'm not even going on stage. Fuck these people. And she was like, let me do what I gotta do. Gato this and that. I'm like, all right, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah, so I did. I ended up doing, and then I got fucked in that, and then and not like that, but like
and
then I was, and he was like, I told you, da, 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 da. And ever since then, I've been on my money tip, and even the
if she put this show out tonight on YouTube, hey, I'll be at that same promoter that fucked her in New York and Hempstead on Kenny King, so. But they paid up front.
I just hope that we're talking about the same promoter, but we're about to wrap it up with the chat with the Alea comedian. I hope we reach 30 minutes. I'm sorry that I didn't have this together and dropped it off for y'all on Sunday. I've been living my best life. My kids been free. I've been free. This is my first weekend off, so I had a good time this weekend. I really am big on keeping people around you with positive energy, and I think everybody needs to do that. And it does take one step at a time. But as we join this podcast, you guys will learn. I don't know, whatever the hell I'm learning. Like, you're going to learn whatever I'm going through right now, which is regular life shit. Like, we're going to learn how to maneuver through it. And just because you are going through it, don't think someone else is going through it. Or because I'm going through it, don't think they're not going through it. So to wrap this up, we talked about childhood trauma, and you feel like you already mentioned that mental health comes from childhood trauma.
Comes from childhood trauma.
And
I still believe in the boogeyman.
I don't believe in a boogeyman, but
somebody was in that closet.
What tip can you give that literally makes you help with when you're going through something? Like, what is it that you do that helps you that can help other people?
I'm gonna give you 2-3 tips real quick. If you're comfortable in your own comfortable space, you got your own place, or somebody don't mind you coming in and out how you do, take a bath or a shower when you're going through something. If you're going through something, get in the shower.
Clean that ass.
If you scared to fit or you too tough to show tears to other people, share with the shower. That'll work. It works.
I do that
it
too.
has worked for me.
We do that
it's
too.
A peace of mind, some relaxation.
That's nice to know. I didn't know y'all do that. We do that all the time.
Because I take baths too. Some men say baths is gay, but I'm in it.
I'm in there too.
Another thing is, what works for me is journaling. And you can either, because they got all these new phones, you could journal it in your phone and see that you made it through that day when you look back at it.
Ooh, 6-7 months later. Gato, I love this. Is this you? Is this a new you?
This is me.
Oh my God! Yeah, you never share. So we got real with this. This ain't about jokes and comedy. This is about real life.
And when I say journaling, like, you literally could, like, if you don't use the phone, because everybody's on technology with the phone, you could get a notebook, conversation notebook, and write.
I got one. I journal.
Something pad. No. And you could write like, yo, listen, boom. I can't believe this bitch just called me with this bullshit. Yo, I really care about her first, and she really bugging out this and that. That's what they do. And
it sounds like they're going rough. All right.
Just journal.
Yeah, just journal. We're gonna wrap it up because we got kids up here. We love y'all. Peace, blessings, nothing but happiness, and thank you guys for chatting with the Alea comedian. I'm on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, all that.
Gato Trap Comedy, IG.
Yeah, tell them where they can find you at.
Gato Trap Comedy, IG. Gotta get the kids.